What's up, everybody? My name is Mike. I'm the owner of Grindhouse Video, grindhousevideo.com. And every Sunday at 7ish, I go live on YouTube and I tell you what came in, what's coming in, give you news, updates, rants, reviews, and answer your questions. If you have any questions, just ask, and I will get to those in just a minute. Hope everybody had a wonderful New Year. Hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, holiday season, whatever you celebrate. I hope you had a nice one. I hope everybody was safe on New Year's. We watched the ball drop and pretty much went to sleep. That's what old people do. And I am old. No interest in going outside. Fuck that. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's cold here. Not as cold as other places around here, but it is cold. I got my hoodie on, trying to get some work done. Right now I'm in the middle of the January markdowns, so I should be done with that probably by the end of this week. We'll get everything marked down, and that leads me to something I completely forgot to mention on the last time we went live. Starting January 1st, I took off free shipping option. And it basically was because for the last half of 24, I've been kind of focusing on getting rid of stuff, marking stuff down. And we're at that point where some stuff is going to be marked down to cost or below cost. Below cost for stuff that I can't return. I was going to try to keep those prices like at cost where I wouldn't really lose money, and I just got to get rid of stuff. Some of this stuff's not even going to sell at my cost, so I'm just going to lose money on it. I'm going to keep marking shit down until it's fucking gone. So I basically, with the amount of markdowns that I'm doing right now, where there is a very large portion of and percentage of the site that is getting marked down, I just couldn't offer the free shipping option anymore. We spent a lot of money on shipping out of pocket last year, and as my profit margins decline from marking stuff down, I just can't do it. And basically, I did it the free shipping because I'm trying to get my average orders up, and it worked. A lot of people utilize the free shipping option, but when 50% of the stock I have right now is on markdown, just can't do it. So that's why. 25, I am focused. My main goal is to cut my inventory down considerably. So lots of changes coming up in 25, and we'll get there. There's a bunch of stuff that I'm not even going to talk about right now that we're going to be working on to get there, to get to that goal of just kind of clearing out of stuff. I got so much shit that just isn't selling. So let's see. Happy New Year, Mike. Glad to have you back. Looking forward to updates on all the changes. Just kind of did that. Any New Year's rants too? No rant tonight. No rants. I think I did pretty good a few weeks ago. Watched Trading Places and went to sleep. I haven't seen Trading Places in a while. It's a great movie. I used to watch that all the time on HBO when I was a kid. I was lucky to stay awake till midnight on New Year's Eve. No, it's not hard for me to stay. I'm a night person. I hate mornings. And one of the perks of having your own business is, especially when I don't have to be somewhere at a certain time, I make my own schedule. So I usually go to bed at like noon. I'm not that kind of schedule. At midnight or so. Midnight, 1 o'clock is kind of my bedtime. So watched Ghostbusters 2 and went to bed. Ghostbusters 2 is great. It's an awesome movie. I love Ghostbusters. I haven't seen the new ones. I watched the female one. It was okay. It wasn't anything special, but it wasn't bad. And shipping gets more expensive every 2 months. Yeah, I mean, we spent, what was it, $17,000 on just boxes, bubble wrap, tape, and price labels. Like, it's a lot. So there's not just free shipping involved in that. Like, every time you pay for something, I pay for it. Every time I ship something, I'm buying the box, I'm buying the label, I'm buying the bubble wrap. So it gets expensive. Um, it's just one of those things. Like, I just kind of have to step back and be like, you know what? It's just something I got to do. You certainly don't want to lose a bunch of money on shipping if you can avoid it. I agree. Uh, do, 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 do. As I like to say, there's no such thing as free shipping. Someone pays for it. You are correct. Now it's gonna be you guys. Sorry. Do, 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 do. Considering how well you pack your orders, your shipping is fair, super fair / cheap. Thank you very much. I mean, I don't want returns. I don't want damages. So we do what I can to avoid that. We don't have a lot of returns and damages. And I think I'm pretty proud of that. Thanks for helping me with those pre-orders this week. You are welcome. I'm interested in your thoughts on MVD releasing Bikini Car Wash Company. I know you were looking into releasing it, but decided against it. Sounds like MVD is releasing the rated cut of the first film. So, I did talk about this fairly recently. Years ago, when I was still in Tampa, it was after the Aero sale, and I had, like, that big, huge Aero sale. I had a bunch of money left over. Like, I don't just do sales to give you guys deals. I do sales to make money. And with the amount of orders that we got, like 6,500, 6,600, something like that in 2 weeks, I had a lot of extra money. It paid for me to get a new car. It paid for me to move up here to Knoxville. It paid for a $10,000 sign that's on the wall or on the building. I mean, it paid for a lot of stuff. But I had all this extra money, and I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking about releasing movies. And I was talking to Byro from Unearthed, and I'm like, I don't want to do horror. There's too many people competing for horror, but there's not enough people, in my opinion, releasing the 80s and 90s sex comedies that I love. And we were just kind of talking about it. You know, Severin had released at one point Screwballs and Screwballs 2. Love those releases. They will never leave my collection. Synapse did Hot Dog the Movie. Great movie. By the way, there's a pre-order up for a DVD only from Australia, region free, of all 4 Meatballs movies. Meatballs 1 is the only one that's available on Blu-ray. And I want to say it's 3 never made it past VHS. So if you do like crazy 80s comedies, like sex comedies and stuff like that, highly recommend picking that up. Even if it's on DVD, more than likely, I could not see those movies ever getting, like 2, 3, 4, ever getting a reissue on Blu-ray. More than likely, everything's lost for those. But while I'm talking about it, you know, just throwing that out there. Also, Culture Shock's pre-order for Assault of the Party Nerds 1 and 2 is up. Highly recommend those movies. Awesome. I'm super stoked about that line that they are doing. But like I was talking, and he's like, well, what are your top ones? I'm like, honestly, I love Bikini Car Wash Company 1 and 2. Like, I would put those out in a heartbeat. So we end the phone call, and a couple days later, he calls me again. He's like, yeah, we found them. Here's what they're asking for. And I'm like, it was extremely cheap. And I'm like, okay, like, I've never done this before. What happens next? He's like, well, You need to see what they have as far as the scans that they said they don't have elements, but they do have scans of them. And they pointed me into a bunch of streaming services. I signed up for like 5 different streaming services, like trials, just to see what they had. They did not realize that none of their fucking streaming services that they thought it was streaming on were streaming there. They honestly kind of clueless about what was going on with the movies. So they sent over a file, and I put it on a flash drive, put it in the TV, and watched it. And it was the TV cut. Zero nudity, zero cursing, extremely short. It's the version you would have seen on USA's Up All Night, and that was for both of them. And I'm like, if this is all they have, then I don't want them. And they're like, oh no, we got these. And so they send me the R. Did they send me the R-rated cut? I think they sent me the R-rated cut, another file. And I'm like, I'm not going to release them with the R-rated cut. Like, if I'm going to put it out, I want it to be the unrated cut that was on VHS. There's bootlegs for it on DVD that look halfway decent with the unrated cut. I know it exists digitally somewhere. We had some people behind the scenes looking for elements for it, but it just never happened. Never found it. And I kind of just decided I don't want to do this. I don't want to release movies. Why would I do that? That's so stupid. I don't want to get into it. I'll sell other people's shit. I don't want to sell my own shit. I would rather fucking make t-shirts or merch of some kind. Way more money in it. Way less hassle. Don't have to worry about, restoring anything or fucking check discs or QC or anything like that. I just don't want to deal with it. So I kind of dropped it. And now, 5 years later, MBD's putting it out. So I'm excited about it. I'm not going to get rid of my bootlegs of the unrated cuts until I see what they are actually going to release for it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I think it's great. Even the R-rated cuts aren't bad. The unrated cut of both of those movies, all it is it does a little swipe maybe 3 or 4 times in the movie, and is just a naked music video for like 2 or 3 minutes randomly throughout the movie. It has nothing to do with the movie. So R-rated cut, not that bad. But if you're going to release something nowadays, you kind of want the unrated versions. I do have digital, so I might reach out to MVD Rewind and be like, hey, I got stuff that you might be able to use that may be able to be up converted. But as far as I know, there is no elements for those 2 movies. So it would be an up convert. Putting on a Blu-ray is the best idea. Because DVDs don't sell, period. I'm not one of those Blu-ray extremists that says everything has to be restored and whatever, or a certain look to be on Blu-ray. Blu-ray is a format. You can put more information on it. It's a format. So it's what I would have done. I was going to do a double feature. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm happy they're going to be coming out. Are you still getting the Keep 4K limited edition with the slipcover? Go to hold on. Go to video from number 339 after this is over, and you will find out why I am not carrying any Vinegar Syndrome limited editions anymore. I don't want to get into it. I already did that. Fuck. Hold on. I got to get out of this so I can get back into and see your comments. There we go. So yeah, go back to that video. I did it a couple weeks ago. It's long. Somewhere around 30, 38 minutes is when I get into the video. Watch it. Loose Screws, Screwballs 2 is so much better than the first one. I agree. Pre-ordered Assault of the Party Nerds as soon as I got the email from TerraVision. Very good. It's worth a watch. Like I said before, DVD should be completely phased out. Every TV nowadays is HD or UHD. There's just, I mean, I wouldn't say phased out. There are more DVDs sold than Blu-ray or 4K. You got to remember, not everybody's a collector. There are a lot of people that will go to Walmart, dig through the bin, and that's what their entertainment is for that night. You know, cheap, easily accessible entertainment. Some people still don't have good internet service. Some people can't afford the $250 you need for all the streaming services to get whatever. I understand why DVDs exist. I don't think the boutique labels need to worry about it. There's no reason to put out DVDs anymore. But for the major stuff, for, you know, movies like There's Something About Mary and, you know, shit like that, normie type movies from major labels, I totally get it. Are you getting any more Blair Witch Project from Second Sight? So I reached out to my distributor and asked them that last week. And as far as they know, as soon as the replacement discs come in to Second Sight, they are going to replace the disc that was messed up. And they will be, as far as he knows, they still have more. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. I'm leaving the listing up so that you can use the Notify Me feature. And I'm going to get as many as possible based on how many people are watching that listing. So just, that's what I would say is let me know by following and using that Notify Me feature, because I can see how many people are watching it. And waiting for that to come in, and I will base my order on that. But I will be trying to get as many copies as possible. All right. Let's move into what came in, what's coming in. Not a whole lot, and I'm combining. Last week we didn't go live, so I'm combining the 2 weeks for what came in. So this all came in within the last 2 weeks. We got from Severin, Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens, Russ Meyer on 4K and on Blu-ray. We got Black Eye from Warner Archive, Bubblegum Crash from MVD. We got Cannibal the Musical, Refuse Films. The standard Vinegar Syndrome is up for pre-order since I am no longer working with them directly. I don't get the same pricing, I don't get limited editions, and I don't get it early. So there you go. The Cell, 4K and Blu-ray from Arrow US. Cherry 2000, this is a reissue from Kino Lorber. We got Dawn of the Mummy limited edition from Treasured Films in the UK. We got Flesh Eaters on DVD. He Never Left from Epic on Blu-ray. Houseboat from Kino. Incubus 4K and Blu-ray from Arrow US. Inglourious Bastards limited edition on 4K and Blu-ray from Arrow US. We got Killcast on DVD. The Last Amityville movie on DVD. Love and Crime from 88 Films US. We got Miracle Mile. This is another reissue from Kino. My Name is Alfred Hitchcock from Cohen Media Group. None Dead on DVD. Opera 4K and standard Blu-ray from Severin. We got The Primevals 3-disc Blu-ray collection from Full Moon. Running on Karma from Eureka US. Sanctum from Scream Factory on 4K. Saturday Night from Shout Factory on Blu-ray. We got the 7 regular, it's like a digibook from the US release, and we got the Steelbook UK release. Both of those are in stock. Shelf Life from, I don't remember who put that out. The Spiral Road from Kino. Super Vixens from Severin on 4K and on Blu-ray. The Teacher's Pet from Kino. That Funny Feeling from Kino. Underworld Beauty from Radiance US. The Usual Suspects on 4K and on Blu-ray from Arrow UK. And lastly, Vixen from Severin 4K and Blu-ray. That is what came in. Now let's get into what's coming in. Not a lot. January is always slow. The beginning of the year is always slow. The end of the year in December and the beginning of January is always slow for new releases, which is fine. I got other stuff to do, so I'm not sad about that. But it's going to start picking up, so get ready. But this week, not too much. Chinatown 4K reissue, not reissue, but standard edition. Erotic Ghost Story trilogy from Imprint. This one is from Unearthed Films. It is Feed. If you have not seen this, okay, you need to. If you like disturbing cinema. It's not gory. It's disturbing. It's kind of fucked up. It's a hard watch, but I highly recommend it. I can't wait to rewatch this. I have it on DVD. I've had it on DVD for fucking ever because I love the movie. And I was very excited when Steven told me that he was putting it out on Blu-ray. So you definitely need to pick up Feed. 2 thumbs up. If you like extreme cinema. If you don't like extreme cinema and you think that like Candyman is pushing it, do not watch this. Okay? If Serbian film is something you're into, if August Underground is something you're into, anything like that, you need to check this out. It is very good. From VCI, we have Impact. From Criterion, I'm kind of surprised it's not in already. JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling on 4K and on Blu-ray. The Mother and the Whore from Criterion 4K Blu-ray. The the standard edition of Once Upon a Time in the West on 4K. Poverty Row Classics double feature from VCI. Shaw Brothers Volume 5. Shaw Brothers Classics Volume 5 from Shout Factory. YOLO from Imprint. And Zhu Yu's Train. Nailed it. From Imprint. The 3 Imprint titles will probably be in. Not guaranteed. It might be next week. I love Miracle Mile. It's part comedy, part suspense, part apocalyptic nightmare. I have never seen it. When Kino originally put it out on Blu-ray, I was like, oh, this looks interesting, and I just never watched it. When I get my screener, I'm going to definitely check it out. Vinegar Syndrome realized that people were skipping pre-ordering from them, basically, or because they could get it faster from sellers like you without tax. Sucks. Not only these companies got greedy and raised their prices, they separated 4K from the Blu-rays. I'm excited for February. Invisible Raptor looks funny, and I'm excited about Filmmaster's Monster from the Ocean Floor. And then Sovias changed how they sell, ship to indie retailers, hence the Keep limited editions. They didn't change anything. It's how they've been running for a while. I just stood up to them and said, no. I'm going to carry what the fuck I want. That's the only thing that changed. Just curious, have you been doing more Criterion sales ever since the price adjustment? Not really. And I will say Criterion doesn't sell a lot of stuff that we sell a lot of. I would have liked to have hooked up with them before for the Godzilla 4K, the Happiness release. You know, they put out some stuff that I think would have done really well if I would have had better pricing. But right now they haven't really released anything since I got that better pricing that I would normally sell a lot of, even at the higher prices I had. So I haven't seen any huge jump in sales just yet. Criterion releases a lot of stuff that we just don't really do a lot of numbers in anyway. So, Vinegar Syndrome does not believe in fast or even very slow shipping. They ship whatever month of year they get around to it. I don't have an issue with Vinegar Syndrome. Just a FYI. I have an issue with the way they run OCN. But as far as Vinegar Syndrome goes, I don't have a problem with Vinegar Syndrome. I would say the majority of my, like, out of all the boutique labels that I have in my personal collection, I probably have more Vinegar Syndrome titles than any other label. I personally like what they do for the most part. But I will say this. They are getting so many sales during these sales, so many orders during these sales, that I sympathize with them. Like when I did that Arrow sale during COVID, like I did $6,500 or 6,500 orders in 2 weeks. It was just me, and I kind of had Colton helping me out in Tampa, and it took me 6 weeks to ship everything. After the sale ended, I shut the website down for 6 weeks, and that's all I did. Every day, day to night, shipped orders. That was only 6,500 orders. But of course, it was also only 2 people. And very limited space. There's actually a video on YouTube of that. I think it's of that. Like me walking around the store, like showing, like, what am I doing? Like, because people were like, you're not shipping. It's like, I got a lot going on. So you can watch that. That was a very interesting time in the history of Grindhouse video. But honestly, I get it. When you have, I mean, okay, so let's say everybody that ordered the Keep by itself ordered 2. That right there is 6,000 orders. Okay? And that's just for the limited edition. They probably got, I don't know. I have not talked to anybody that knows. I'm just guesstimating that they probably got 20 to 30,000 orders during that sale. To be completely honest. And it's a big task. Even when you're working with a limited selection, it's a pain in the ass, and it's a lot of work. They have a lot of people working on it, and it still takes them that long. Now, as a customer, I would say I have more of a problem with them doing another sale before they ship out all of the stuff from that sale that already ended. That's the problem I have. Not that it takes long. It's just gonna take a while to get through all those orders. My issue is them doing another sale while they're fucking shipping. That as a consumer, that would piss me off. And then doing super deeper discounts every day on everything, and fucking, like, every day you got a title that you might have bought at 50%, and now it's 75% off, but your order still hasn't shipped. That would piss me off. That's just me, though. We need a good release of Welcome to the Dollhouse. Radiance did it for the UK. So there is one out there. When will you have the Substance 4K? Somewhere close to the street date. I'll just appreciate your shipping even more after all the experiences I've had with BS and Severin. We do our best. Like, okay, so here's the deal. And we're talking way lower numbers than any of the sales that go on from the labels. Okay. But we had a big pre-order this week. Cannibal the Musical. We had 130 pre-orders. We got in a couple hundred of them. And it took me and John working together about 15 to 20 minutes to get out more than half of the orders. So basically, we went in and everybody that ordered just one of those, it was the same thing in every box. It was like 88 orders or something like that. We did it in bulk. You weigh one, you box it up, you get it ready, you weigh it. All those ones that have the one item, you just do the same thing. You let the printer spew out a bunch of mailing labels, and you stick them on the box, and you're done. So we got through it working together, just the two of us, in 20 minutes. So it only took them like maybe an hour to do that and ship out all the other orders that had other stuff with it. There's a way to do it. I don't know how any of the shipping works anywhere else. I've been doing this for so long that I've had trial and error, and I know what works for us. Like, we have a system set up. It's a system to where we can double check what is going in the box and what's on the order, to keep the wrong item going out to a minimum. It still happens. It's okay. It still happens. But I know what I'm doing. I've made a lot of mistakes over the years. What's the deal with Existence Standard Edition for BS? I have no fucking clue. Ask them. It's funny, physical media companies are the only companies that are in sales that need to shut down and ship out their stuff. It's not that much, 12,000 copies for the per person. It's only 6,000, but that's just for one title. They released like 240 that week or something. I don't know. I might be off on that number. Ordered Cannibal before I went to bed. Woke up with a tracking number. That's how we do it. Is it a pain to set in-stock items aside for orders that have pre-orders that months out? No. It's not a pain. It can, especially when titles get pushed back, like bigger titles, it can clog up the back room, the shipping room. Basically, if you place an order with, let's say, 2 pre-orders on it and 5 other titles, we pull those 5 titles. We see that you have 2 pre-orders. We mark it as a pre-order on the tags for your order, and we take those 5 titles that are already in stock and we put them on the shelf. And then let's say next month, one of your pre-orders comes in. When we get those pre-orders, we go through and you look at, all the orders that came in, and we see, oh, you still have another pre-order that you're waiting on. So we take that item, that pre-order that just came in, and we put it on the shelf. And then once that second pre-order comes in, we look at your order. We're like, everything's in stock. You grab those 6 titles, you put it with the pre-order, and you ship it out. So trust me, I've done it many ways over the years, and this is what works. It's not that hard, but no, it's not a big deal. I don't get it. We have a lot of customers that will place like a $300 order, all in stock items except for one. It doesn't piss me off. I just don't get it. Like, why would you place $300 order just to have it sit there for 4 months because you placed one pre-order on it? But whatever. It'll eventually get to them. Funny they give you shit about the Cannibal, the musical, and it's been sold out on their site since day one. It's fine. Honestly, I'm not upset about it. I don't care. It's less It's less limited editions that I have to worry about. Less damages that I have to worry about. It's not less pre-orders. I very rarely got any pre-orders for their stuff. So I don't care. Like, whatever. Honestly, the biggest thing that I'm going to be upset about is that they're not going to send me screeners. That's basically it. You probably have your shipping down to an art form at this point, I would imagine, pretty much. I have nothing against VS. I respect their business model. I'm amazed that they were the ones to get looking for Mr. Goodbar. Safe to say you know what you're doing. I've been doing it a while. I've had zero problems with combining a pre-order with stock items with you. Just ordered what I consider to be the worst movie that I've ever seen from your website, Veronica. Thank you. Jesus Christ, that's one of those I don't want in stock anymore. And honestly, I think I've got worse movies in stock. I carry all the Visual Vengeance stuff. Mike, guess what day it is? Sunday. Nailed it. You're gonna have to tell me. I don't know. Randoms, yeah, let's do that. Is there anything else before I get into randoms and forget things? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Randoms from my Blu-ray collection. Magic Crystal from Vinegar Syndrome. It's not open. I haven't watched a lot of movies this last year, so I still haven't seen it. From Shout Select, Valley Girl. I like this movie. It's not my favorite, but I do like the movie. I think it's all right. I rewatched it when that came out. It was all right. This one's still sealed. It's a partner label. This one is still sealed because I watched it right before they released it. The Summer of '84, great movie. You should definitely pick it up. Very good. And then we got an Arrow title, Trapped Alive. Never watched it. There's a lot of older Arrow horror titles that I just never got around to watching. One day. And then lastly, a movie I haven't seen in quite a while, but I am actually kind of interested in rewatching. Jacob's Ladder. I picked up the imprint version. And those were randoms from my collection. Discount on the glasses 2. That copy didn't sell it. I don't know. I don't think I sold out of those. Those are ones I can return, though. Vinyls, I'll get to that in just a second. Magic Crystal is a lot of fun. Great fights between Rothrock and Norton. I'm probably seen it, because back in the day, I watched everything Cynthia Rothrock was in. Trapped Alive is really good. Magic Crystal sold out. Yeah, I think that's a VSA. Yeah, I keep all my slip covers for VSAs up on the top of the shelf, like up there in the other room. I hate fucking slip covers. All right, vinyl of the week, and then we'll head out of here. This was a Christmas present from Michelle. This is one I've been wanting to get for a while. I really love this album, and honestly, it's something that you guys might know, because they're, what is it? It was on A&M Records, okay, back in '89. Well, it's really small, but I think it says, yeah, '89. It's like this album has 1 foot in the Christian scene and 1 foot in the regular scene. Dan Huff, the lead singer, worked on a lot of Christian and non-Christian projects, and that would be Giant. This is their first album, Last of the Runaways. Great album. I heard this album first in Fort Myers, where I grew up. We had Way FM, which was one of the first modern Christian radio stations in the country. It became very big back then. But they played a song called I'm a Believer, which is not about God. And I was just like, oh, this is awesome. This is great fucking hard rock and roll shit. I loved it. Bought the album. Really, now I need their second album. Um, but yeah, I was very stoked that Michelle got me this because it was never. I want to say this was never pressed in the U.S. on vinyl, so she had to get it imported. But yeah, great album. If you have not heard of Giant, you should. This album is on Spotify, I believe. If not, it's probably I know it's on YouTube. That's all I got. Let's see. Did slipcovers definitely up your game? It had to improve sales. They've always been around, but they've really been big in the past 5 years. They've been big for way longer than 5 years. Watch that video from a couple weeks ago, and or watch any video that I do live here. You will know my stance on slipcovers. I fucking hate them. As far as did they improve sales? No, not really. Maybe people get shiny slipcover and buy a shitty movie that they wouldn't have bought otherwise. But honestly, as a retailer, they're more of a pain in the ass than anything. Just curious, do the studios have an issue with retailers importing releases from overseas? Vinegar Syndrome does. That's it. Maybe I missed it before I started watching your livecast, but what's your history with Christian metal? I grew up very strict born-again Christian, spirit-filled, baptized, Bible-believing Christian. I was very into it. My church and myself were kind of prepping me at the time for, going into the ministry. Like I was going to be probably a youth pastor or something like that. I was taking discipleship courses, and I was kind of considered. I wasn't old enough at the time to be a leader, but I was kind of looked on as a leader just because I was so fucking strict about Jesus and everything. And I basically, it wasn't necessarily a rule in my household, but I basically just only listened to Christian music. I literally just got a book in this week called Why Not Rock from the Peters Brothers. I went to they did a thing in our church for like a week where every night they had a new like presentation and about backward masking and the evils of rock and roll and all that stuff. I was in it. I was very deep in it. And I only listen to Christian music. I've listened basically my whole life, or at least half of my life was dedicated to almost only exclusively Christian music. But I was a metalhead. I loved metal. Like as soon as I heard metal, I was like, "Oh fuck, this is great." So that's basically it. I played in a couple punk bands, played in an emo band. They were basically Christian, all of them. No, we don't have anything recorded out there. We didn't go anywhere. But at 16, I booked my first show. I booked Strong Arm, which is a Florida Christian hardcore band. And I did that for 10 years. I booked shows in Fort Myers and Naples. And I managed some Christian bands in town and got them gigs everywhere. And fucking, I was in it. I worked at Christian bookstores. I worked at 3 different Christian bookstores throughout my life. All of them except for one as the music buyer. I did my own because of in the 90s Tooth and Nail happened, and there was alternative Christian music out there. There was alternative labels out there for Christian music, but then Tooth and Nail happened, and it kind of changed everything because the quality of bands that they were releasing just skyrocketed. And no one knew about any of these bands because they were all from fucking California and Seattle. So I started a fanzine that turned into like 5 years of me doing a monthly fanzine. I was interviewing bands, I was doing articles, I was doing reviews. I put it all together myself, and then that turned into also starting my first store. I opened like in 94, 5, 6, somewhere around there. I taught myself how to do HTML, got an Angel Fire account, and opened up a fucking store before that was really a thing. Um, I was selling stuff on eBay. I've been selling stuff since the 90s, basically. But yeah, there you go. Now, I am atheist and a member of the Satanic Temple. But I do, I would say between CDs and vinyl, if you put them all together, I'd say 30 or 40% of my collection is Christian music that I grew up with. I got no problem with it anymore. I'm not mad anymore. But yeah, there you go. There's a brief history of me. What got you in? We got you into Christian rock. Wasn't your? What got you into Christian rock? It was totally my upbringing. What's the trinket next to you on your desk? So it's Christmas is over, so I did throw it away, but our Christmas tree is no longer needed. So I after Spirit closed, or when Spirit was closing, I went kind of crazy, and we went to three different spirits, two different spirits, and I kind of bought a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start putting it out. And this is the first one. This one, I've got a little bit of a obsession with Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So this is my bobblehead from Royal Baubles. Very cool. I'm not a big bobblehead person, but Royal Baubles does really good bobbleheads. I've got a couple of them. I got a Jesus one in there, and I think another one. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, so that's what it is. Every week I'll be putting out something new that I got at Spirit. He loves steelbooks though, especially steelbooks with slipcovers. It is amazing. Actually, I do prefer a steelbook with a slipcover over just a steelbook. The slipcover kind of protects it. I just don't think you need either of those things. And now Hail Satan and Goey. I will do that. Yeah, I got nothing else. So we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for watching. Every Sunday at 7ish, I go live on YouTube and I tell you what came in, what's coming in, give you news, updates, rants, reviews, and answer your questions. And we just kind of hang out. So join us every week. Thank you very much for watching. As always, be nice to people, don't be a dick, and Hail Satan. We'll see you next week. Hopefully. I'm planning on it. Like, you never know what's going to happen, but I'm planning on it. Peace out, everybody. See you. Oh, wait. Tell Demon Dave to start shipping out the Black Friday orders. I got a good relationship with Demon Dave right now. I'm not gonna get on him about that. You get on him. You get on him. Not my problem. He's getting it to where I might make a lot of money off of a shitty situation. So I'm not gonna rock the boat there. Thank you very much, guys. Peace out. We'll see you next week.